What else if the ball has its own character? What will happen? It can move on its own, it can jump, it can do all sorts of things. So let's animate a ball like it has its own character. We are using the flying fox rig, and you can find it on High 3D. There is a rig check and how to reference the file. I also made some tutorial on that. If you haven't checked, you can check that. So now let's get started. So let's turn off the tail, we don't need that in this exercise. And I switch to side view, taking grid as a base. So how it will start? It can jump. We start with a jump and settlement. It will move some distance. This will be the first exercise. So we start from frame 1. How it will jump? It won't directly jump. What you do before jumping? You bend your knees, you go close to the ground, and you just jump. So what should happen? It should squash like this and jump and land like this. Yeah, it should work. Something like that will happen. So I key at the first frame. It's okay. I'll go at the third frame and add a little stretch. 0.05. It goes up to go down, and I'll take some time to go down, like I'm taking 7 frame. Let's see, it should have a good squash. This should do it. And I'll leave it now. Right now let's take the 10 frame. It's squashing in 10 frame. It will jump next. I'll keep a 1 frame, a stretch pose. 0.45, not bad. I'll keep it same, 0.35, not a much difference. And it will jump. Let's say 10 frame jump from here, or a 8 frame. Let's go with the 8 frame. So it goes in 8 and comes back in 8. It goes up. So we haven't keyed at 14, so it's in air. Let's key. I press S. Let's open the graph editor. Okay, if you see, I pressed enter. So there is no key in X, Y, Z because I'm just animating. So I need to press S to lock the values at 14 and the 8 frame jump. I won't be doing a lot of jump, I'm just doing basic. It might look weird. Yeah, that's look good. By the time it reaches the top, the squash supposed to be finished. That's good. I'll keep the same pose after next 8 frame. 0.35. Just key. Okay, it came back. We need to fix the y-axis graph and the squash graph. Let's do the settlement after that. The way it goes up, it will come down the same way. Now it's a free falling object. We can do a little less. Minus 0.2 at squash. Now, it should happen in 1 frame. And I give it like another 5 frame to absorb the, let's say 4 frame to absorb the energy. We'll do it with the graph. It should smoothly lands. Yes, and the same way it goes up again. So how it was going up, it was going like this. In a frame stretches, it goes down, then again it will stretch. How much it will stretch? Let's use half of it, 0.1. And I'm going to use less frame now because lots of energy. It's not a hard ball, it's a soft ball. It absorbed most of the energy and it left with a very little energy to go back up. So this should be also reduced then. And a 2-frame jump, it's just like it couldn't absorb this energy. Again, I didn't key it at 36. There is no key in y-axis. I'll do undo. Now XYZ values are here now. I'll do this 2-frame jump, 0 squash. I might change the timing later on, I don't know yet. 105. This is not going to squash a lot this time. I'm just using the same value, the amount of stretch and the amount of squash. And again the cushion, the way it's settled here, let's say 5-frame, 4-frame, 0.07 maybe. Then again I'll just smooth the curve so the animation looks nice. Let's play the animation. We haven't fixed the y-axis graph, so it might look a little weird. Once we finish the graph, it might look better. So now just left is the settlement. So what happens if it hits the ground and it wobbles and stops? So the wobble part is left. I have to do nothing else. I'll just have to key every 5 frame and do a little up and little down. Let's do the 5-5. We will see and we'll change the timing. I don't know how it's gonna look like. Okay, what is left is y-axis graph. It might look weird a little right now. So let's fix the y-axis graph. It's leaving from here. It has a full energy. Once we are done with the y-axis graph, we will also change the stretch and squash graph. It's fine so far. It's a 1-frame. It's a 1-frame change here, so nothing need to be done here. What is need to be done is after that frame. So we change the y-axis here, so it's moving really fast. The squash is not reacting like that. Let's check how it's going now. It's pretty much nice. Okay, right now we can try something with the squash as well, like the speed it has here. So we are making a reverse curve graph just like the y. And another bounce is here. So this is nice. The second bounce is a bit too much. It's too much, like it's going too high and too fast as well. It doesn't feel like it has that much energy. Maybe I can give a little more time here. Let's increase it by a frame. That's nice. Just adding a frame here. Now we can reduce a height as well. Why? Let's see why we need to reduce height. It's traveling this much. You can see check the tip, how much it's traveling. It's traveling this much, and then again it's traveling. That's fine. So basically what's happening, speed is increasing slowly. After every frame it's increased. So for the 3 frame it's slowly increasing speed. So that doesn't feel right. Let's try and reduce the y-axis and see if it works. I reduce the height a little in the second jump. That's fine. Let's see now. This is pretty much good. So let's add some distance in it. Like if it is in an angular movement, like it's want to go ahead, how we are going to do that? So when it's squashing, it's fine. After this it gets a direction. I can even give the direction right here. So it want to go there. If I rotate it like this, it won't work. I'll use the second controller, so it doesn't affect the ball. I don't really need to rotate right here. So we need to give the direction right here. As we rotated it, you can see there is a value in Z rotation, and it's getting back to normal in the next key, because we key Z axis at 0. We will change that one by one, but we don't have any key before. It's rotating way beyond, so we'll make the last key 0 and we'll move ahead. Now we can see it's going back a little. We will add the distance. Let's key everything here at 13 and let's move. Yes, now it's okay. Now we have given it a arc here. We work with this arc. Let's quickly draw the arc, something like this. It should be right here in the middle. Now the rotation is also, yes. So what will happen for here rotation? Let's make it 0. Doesn't look like it should be 0. Let's try the other way. Okay, fine. Let's select the x-axis, delete your other keys. You have the last pose in. Okay. You should hit the ground somewhere here. We already marked it. Okay, let's see how it's landing. It's landing right here. Okay, fine. And by the time it is squashed, it will get straight. The Z is going to be 0. And it's sliding again. I'll just move it a little ahead. That's fine. It jumps, it jumps, it lands, it squash, and it goes ahead. So it has a velocity from this direction, energy. It will go a little more, but it won't move while it's after landing. It will move between this and this keys after the second jump. That's a z-axis. That's an x-axis. Yeah, I'll key. It will not move till here. It will move from here to here. So if I just move in between that, wait a second, it leaves the ground here. Yeah, that's it. This needs to be okay. Here it lands and it moves a little. If I see the angle, it can move a little more. as long as it looks okay. So this is how it absorbs all the energy by squashing and moving a little ahead to settle down, and it's settling down by its own. Because the ball has its own character, it can do all sorts of things. As long as it looks nice and you justify your scene, it's good. So this is it for today, guys. Make sure to try. You can do all sorts of things with this ball. Thanks for watching.